All right, I think we're.
Okay. First item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America,
of America,
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
liberty and justice for all.
You. Any additions, deletions, changes to the agenda? Our next item on the agenda is our meeting minutes from October 27th.
I move to accept these fine minutes, Karen. Wonderful.
I'll second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And our abstract number 9, which Clerk Shepherdson has.
A small amount, the total for abstract 9 is $54,756.18.
Moved by Dan,
Second.
second. And it's been reviewed.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Fire department.
Two purchases and an approval. So first is the banquet, March 7th. I'd like permission to schedule that and start getting the gifts and stuff for it.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The second one is the purchase of 3 new saws. We're getting them from Village Ace Hardware, ironically. 1664.10 a piece. Come out of the 3410.2 account.
Moved by Dan,
Second.
seconded by Mark, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the last one is just a round of turnout gear, 3 sets for just a little under $10,000, $9,866 on state contract.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any other discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's all she wrote.
Anything else? Do we have our, do they have their truck picked?
Mailings, yep, they're all back in service. They're down in ambulance right now. Yep,
Okay.
and so we went and looked
Pick
at,
on you a little bit.
yeah, we went out, and looked at R3. They're here,
Uh-huh,
approved lettering package. And I'm hoping by the end of the month. So,
So they'll be built out by the end of the month.
yeah, just gotta put the graphics on them and put the load systems in them, so. Hopefully the end of the month and
Excellent.
change out will be done.
so DPW, Tyler couldn't be here this evening, so he and I had a conversation earlier. And it mostly had to do with leaf season, so they've been out collecting leaves around the village, their normal process of collecting leaves from progressing around each of the areas of the village, street by street, area by area. So they don't go back and forth overlapping different things. And I know Ken was in the office one day and we've had several calls that day about leaves because they see them picking them up and then they go on and then they haven't come back for a little while. But the basics of that, so the leaves are being picked up. One of the leaf vacuums machines is down. And that should be back by the end of the week, I think he told me, or very soon. So they were out with one truck collecting leaves and the loader in a truck collecting leaves that way. Which is probably okay with the wet because they pick up easier maybe, or as easy with the loader as opposed to sucking them up when they're dry and you try to pick up with the loader, they fly all over, so. This is probably a good time that had to, if that had to happen, it's probably a good time that it happened as opposed to not. And then he does have 5 people working tomorrow on the holiday, so they are continuing with the leaves tomorrow, even though it's a holiday or whatever. So they're trying to keep up with them and keep ahead of what they can, but
They're doing the trash, right?
they're not doing trash tomorrow. They have all the trash and all the recycling this week is pushed out one day, so.
Okay.
Tuesday becomes Wednesday and then Friday becomes Monday, so everybody gets one day. Extra. Okay, that's all he had.
Yeah,
for
we
tonight.
weren't able to
Yeah, okay.
switch it like we thought.
Karen, you have anything from the clerk?
No. If I did, I didn't write it down.
That's okay.
Yeah, you had a new face.
I have a new face. Yeah, the new clerk. Should you share that? Patty Wortley is, the new clerk and started today, so she's getting on board and, it's gonna work out very nicely. It's very familiar.
Want to make sure your office staff knows about ambulance billing. If it's in the district, we will write it off, take their insurance. If it's outside of the district, it has to come here for forgiveness. So
Thank-
I took an email today, so from
Oh,
one of them
okay,
and just said, no, she's in the village, we'll be able to write it off, but it's gonna go through the process. And it's, they get 3 invoices and then we write it off. So it's just a process.
all right, no, thank you. I
Yeah.
know, Gwen and I had that conversation. I wasn't readily available today if she was looking to confirm it, so thank you.
But with a new face in there,
Yeah.
that's one of the
Yeah.
hot things that happens generally.
And I gave her a heads up that we do get a lot of calls ambulance related. Thank you, I will elaborate.
A lot to learn.
For everybody.
We're always all learning.
Yeah, no, there was definitely, I mean, she did pretty good hitting the ground running by answering with the phone and picked up on a few of the things that we take the calls for the trash, for the ambulance, and some others were just the general 411. I said, "If you're not sure, just ask, just take a message, we can always call them back."
Thank you.
So, yep,
Number 5, parking on the Warren Street between East Genesee Street and Clinton Street. So we've discussed this in the past in several meetings. Dan went door to door and talked to people. And we have sent out a postcard to the people that live in that section of Warren Street. So it is my recommendation tonight that we would temporarily post signs that say no parking this side of the street from the corner of East Genesee Street to Clinton Street. And that we would reestablish and put the no parking here to corner on the east side of Warren Street, which is missing. And in our local law that we had passed before about that, it said it was 200 feet back from the corner, so we would put it like the law says, 200 feet back from the corner.
It's missing.
It's not there.
It was there
It's not there now.
3 weeks ago.
It's not there now. I don't know where it went, but it's not
Okay.
there. I've driven by several times because you told me it was there and I can't find it. So,
Well, maybe it's faded.
there's no pole, there's no sign.
I know.
I don't know. But anyway, if we, Ted's thought, and you can reaffirm this with us, is that if we were to make this, so eventually, if we are going to continue this no parking on the west side of Warren Street, we will adopt it into our local law that there is no parking on that side of the street. Because we've had conversations with people, we've mailed them a postcard and none of us, unless you have gotten a response or Jane, but Mark and I haven't, the office hasn't. I don't know if you got any response from the postcard, Dan, but nobody's gotten anything back. But you know that as soon as we put signs up, we might get some feedback or some repercussions. So if it's not in the formality of a law, as opposed to a temporary action that we are taking with the signage of it, we will be easier to change or modify our decision if we need to change or modify our decision. So I'm going to recommend that we do this temporarily until April 15th, which coincides with the no parking overnight on our streets. And then at that point, we would adopt it as a law if that's what we're going to do. And hold a public hearing because of that adoption and go forward with it in that manner. So does anybody want to make a motion that we
Right, yes, I move to accept the mayor's
recommend?
recommendation.
Okay,
Uh,
and a second?
I'll second.
Okay, now, oh, yeah.
That's
and now
okay.
Did we send the postcard to people on both sides of the street?
Yes,
the whole street, yes.
Whole Street.
Got, good.
but they went out, you know, they might have gone out later. People might not have seen it. People might not have taken the time to respond to it. So I want to give people as many opportunities as we can. But at some point, we have to kind of make a decision. So this decision is what we're making for tonight, and then we'll go forward with something later if we need to, or if we want to, or modify it or whatever.
Jane, do you have something?
No, I was just gonna second. No, I agree with everything you've said. I like the solution.
Good, thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So as we've talked about also in previous meetings, we have the use of our village building down in Wortley Way as a daycare place center business that rents our building, and that lease is coming up the end of this year. December 31st is the ending of that lease. That business has been sold. There's a new owner, director of the daycare, who has been meeting with myself. She met with Lori and I, well, Lori was still here present as the clerk. And we came to terms about rentals and renting, and she would like to continue to rent the building. Ted prepared this lease, so we know that it has Ted's approval, I believe. All he left was the financial parts of it, so the way it's written is starting January 1st of 2026. The rent would go to $2,150 per month. And then the rent for both the years 2027 and 2028, it's a 3-year lease, would go to $2,215. So a little bit smaller increase the next 2 years, based upon the fact that the current lease did not provide much in the way or any in the way of provisions of increasing the rent over the terms of the lease. So we're kind of catching up from the past. And then, but going forward, we don't have to increase it by all that much more to help them maintain and stay. So that's where the idea and the theory was behind the cost and the rental of that. So if somebody would like to make a motion that I would enter into this agreement with Katie Tung, and that may, I just have to, she was checking with her accountant and her lawyer about whether the lease would be in her name personally or in the name of her business. So I put her name on here for right now, but that may be the name of her business, just to be, clear about everything. If you see something different after the fact, it would be one or the other.
Somebody second.
Dan moved.
Oh, I
Yeah, I think you
seconded.
seconded.
Yes,
I did have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Ted, in terms of the indemnification, do we know what their insurance policy is? And do we agree like that it's sufficient for the type of business it is? Do we look at it? It doesn't seem like we asked them to provide it.
Yeah, typically, we've gotten a certificate provided in the past of the village's name as an additional insured at it. I don't know why that.
are you doing an additionally insured on those, Ted?
Huh?
Are we doing an additionally insured on those? Okay,
Yeah.
understood.
If definitely, that's, it says.
I mean, that's what I see
Yeah,
here.
I could incorporate that if that in that draft.
Okay,
It just seems like we should have
Yeah,
proof,
definitely.
annually and consider ourselves whether it's sufficient.
Yep.
Liability is really great. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
They have a great, it's a great safe space, but anything can happen with kids. And it might be good to have an inspection before this lease goes into effect, just so we know of any conditions of the building, because we're saying, we have to take responsibility for them and they take responsibility for damage. That was my only thoughts.
So as far as so insurance wise, you're talking about the building or about the I don't know how to say exactly, or the care of the children and the people that are going there to
the
work.
versus
So,
liability.
Yeah.
so,
Liability, insurance, I mean,
because some of it is mentioned in here or whatever already, but you can look at that a little further.
Yep.
Because if we are leasing the building, we are not liable for her business type of insurance, correct, Ed, or am I wrong on that? So if I lease a building and I'm running a store out of that building and somebody comes in and then obviously if somebody falls on the floor, I might be liable because there's a damage or something to the floor. But if it's the way I'm taking care of kids, we're not responsible for any of that type of action, correct?
correct.
Okay,
The flip side is if anything goes wrong,
They're
everybody,
gonna get sued anyway. Yeah.
the county's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah, we don't have.
That's why it's
What
important.
we're
for
doing
these
is leasing
insurance.
it. It's like they're renting
Right,
it from.
I know, I've maybe
Yeah.
misunderstood the way it was
It's okay.
being
I don't
said,
think there's any
I
changes.
just asking for my own clarification.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for
You know,
for trouble.
It's different than the.
Not from you, Dan's giving me trouble.
I understood what I was saying.
Yeah. Okay, so any other questions or discussion? All in favor, once Ted revises that to the satisfaction of what we just discussed?
I,
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have some policies. Again, at the last meeting, we started reviewing some of our policies, and so tonight we have a couple on here for cybersecurity and health emergency plan. Did you get the health emergency plan? Did you guys see
Yeah,
that?
I gotta wait for Ryan to come in and, we're gonna sit down on day one,
And
which
just
is
kind of,
Thursday.
yeah, that's fine. So we may not, we're not deciding anything right now. We're just kind of,
I'm gonna make one suggestion on that one, on page 6. And it's very minor, by the way. It's not a big deal. But on page 6, it basically mentions that,
Which one we on?
just,
This
we're
one?
we're dealing
Plan.
with software for the town, it says in that, on the description of the initial essential function, and it should be for the village. And it's mentioned there twice in the same two paragraph sentences, same side by side, just to mean it.
No, we should clean it.
That's
In the
all.
box.
Yeah, in the box, the top one.
information technology,
Yeah.
that to the right of that.
I'm just. Town wants to take care of it, God love them, but no, I don't think they should.
Oh, Karen gave you a couple of them that we have to review.
Right, some of this
Yeah,
is
you can-
involves the
Yeah,
fire
yeah.
department and things, so therefore,
Uh,
if anybody finds anything, you can always
Yeah, please.
ask the chief too, or whatever, about the, especially this particular one, about this.
Some questions.
Okay,
One was for Ted. So this was adopted in 2021. In accordance with that legislation listed there. Do we know if there have been changes in any of the legislation that would be pertinent to this since 2021? Because that was
We'd have to
right,
Check, I don't know. off the top
That
of
was-
my head.
that was right, like early stage COVID.
Okay, yeah,
I don't-
I can check, but I don't know if I'm sick here.
Sure. So actually, that was one of the things when I was reading it. It was written a lot at the moment in time. And there's some, there's some places where I wonder if we might need to change some wording.
well, I think that's what the firemen are gonna do when they
Yeah.
look at it or whatever, is they're gonna update this to whatever is current, maybe. I agree with you, because I read that same thing about the law that they were referring to here and stuff of where this came from. So, but it also said in here initially that it was reviewed by and kind of has to be reviewed and coordinated with the fire department, so I think that they will update stuff to whatever is more, I'll say, practical or acceptable standards of today and stuff, because it might.
I try to take the medical stuff that we have to take and review. I'll try to get that out by Friday because we're gonna meet Thursday.
Okay,
So I'll try to make any changes to that and send them out to you Friday. And then if there's anything back, we can get it for the next meeting.
yeah, perfect, that's fine.
I had some little
Yeah.
basic
send me an email?
real things, well, kind of just give you this. I did check whether that link to the CDC guidance is still active, and it's not. But there are a lot of separate documents that are just not all collapsed into one at that point in time.
A lot of times, like CDC, you would have known the CDC before the pandemic,
Right,
right?
Yeah.
So now, who knows what the World Health Organization will probably be the next one that comes up.
right,
So
yeah,
we'll have to get the medical director involved too with some of that stuff and say, what do we want to look at? What do we want to monitor?
Yeah, the other thing is, the document was written with understanding there would be change along the way also, which is one of the things I found comforting, actually. It was-
Yeah,
it was-
because the
it was-
back of the page here is what if you changed or how have you done it, so
Yeah.
it's but we may just revamp this to be current, obviously, so that we stay current, because it's been a few years since it was
Yeah,
changed in general. And so
But for us, we're gonna dust off the pandemic policy as well and try to make sure that that's always fresh. We're looking at that annually because who knows when the next pandemic's gonna happen.
Right.
So.
So we're.
well, you're also, because this also deals with national disaster and everything else along the way too, so it really does help prepare for where we're gotta be anyway.
We're still maintaining, just so you know, we're still maintaining at least 6 months of supplies and rotate them out so that we always are never gonna get in that situation again where we're
Not
struggling
caught.
to
We're
have,
ahead of the game.
yeah, we're a little out of the game, so.
Yeah, we're trying.
That was one of my questions, so it's good to hear. Anyway, I think I'll just talk with you sometime.
Yeah, is that okay? Does that answer your questions? For now,
Yeah.
anyway, okay, yeah, that's good.
This is the one where you should have conversation.
Well, because it's, you know, a little out of date, so I'm glad that the experts will be taking care of it.
Okay, let's not do
And then this cybersecurity is something that we just did back in 2024. So this one's marked draft. I don't know, we must have approved it at some point.
Yeah.
But I, for whatever reason, I never
Oh.
found the final copy, but I'm still looking and I'm also just inquiring with our IT services if there's something additionally we should be incorporating.
Once again, here, there's just a minor, I'm sorry, Nate.
If you read this, I don't know whether it's intentional or not, but on the first page. I don't. I guess we wrote this, but I don't remember.
I think Lori got it. She got like a copy.
Template, like,
Yeah.
sorry.
This is from a
Okay,
template.
but anyway.
Template to start out with.
On the first page. It says 1, 2, and 3
Right.
in the middle. You go to the second page. 1, 2, and 3 are technically repeated again.
Mhm.
But with different information, you
And-
understand?
So except it says 1 and 2, but 2 includes 3. And then all of a sudden, there's a 3 that shows up with the letter C next to it. There's no B. I don't know what we're doing.
I put onto that too, Dan. It looks like at the top of page 2, yeah, like a cut and paste happened.
That's what it
Um,
looks like.
okay.
Yeah, so then
Because-
all the lettering is off on the rest of that
In
page.
in the next page, all the things are in the middle.
And there should be like paragraph breaks.
One of the things I didn't understand when I got. Is where it says letter D, all of a sudden letter D shows up. On page 2.
Yeah, the
Okay,
lettering
so
is
I
almost.
wasn't really
So
sure.
the lettering is off, or the numbers are off. Did you read? the-
Format is off.
Did
but
you
our
read the words or whatever
content,
though? I
is there
mean, like.
anything questionable about the content? I can
I have
definitely
one
improve the
point here.
formatting.
Yeah, at one point on 3C, we basically talk how the city shall disclose any breach of the security. It basically need to
Okay,
change it to
good.
village. It's just we're just basically working with templates and working quickly is what really had to happen. I know that.
If you, can you email this?
I did.
Mhm.
As a clean copy, I'll have Jennifer turn it into like an editable PDF for you, like we talked about, then you can just like edit the stuff around in it, you don't have to redo it. Or do you already have
Okay,
it?
it's probably
Do you have
better
it?
to edit in Word than,
Well, Word, you can make it a Word, whatever.
it is a Word document. I think
Oh,
that's how I
can you-
shared it with you
Can you
guys.
do it then? Is it?
Oh, I can edit what's here.
Okay, I didn't know if you could do.
It's the PDF formats like through Adobe, I can't.
You can, okay.
Okay.
We're
We
not
talked
ready
about
yet. This
something
isn't ready,
recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this, you would initiate it in Word.
So sounds like Casey has some like,
Okay.
again, like paragraphing
similar
types
to
of thing
Dan.
or something. And then some of the lettering and some of the repetition,
Yeah, I
if you want to.
got a question on T though.
And D, okay,
I really, I don't know what I'm reading. I don't know.
I think that there's some sections that somehow got cut. So it does read kind of strangely.
It all of a sudden just appears.
Let's put a pause in this and I'll clean up a copy. And evaluate it a
Do you
little
want our
easier.
little things for you just to help? I mean, okay, here.
Pardon?
Did Posties give it to us? No?
No, it was something that I had in a file of policies, it's file copy, so even though it's a draft, I thought this was just not, type draft
Yeah.
or final, that it was, so no worries.
We will come back to this then, that's why we're looking at it now rather than when we have to.
This is what a
Is
review is
anything
about.
significantly changed?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it except, I don't know. I don't.
Flow is off.
I think there's some.
No, I should have evaluated it a
No,
little
it's
better.
not you.
It's a team effort, Karen.
Gave it to.
That's what I'm hoping.
You were just testing all of this to see if we noticed.
You'll see.
Who the other
I was
thing.
actually kicking myself that I didn't notice it last year, so.
Yeah, That's okay. Well,
I'm
There
reading
we
through
go.
other,
We've all been tested, so, all right, no, so I'll clean up that copy and we can look at it a little more closely.
reading
next
through
go
other
around.
documents at the same time here. And I just.
If nothing else, this at least introduces these two policies so that you could kind of get familiar with them and see if there's anything that jumped out at you that needed to be.
and we can always update them. The thing at the annual meeting is that they have had been reviewed. So it doesn't necessarily, I don't know that it says reviewed and updated or just reviewed, but I recall it saying just reviewed.
Right. it's
We
reviewed.
want
But We
to,
do need to review and
we
update.
want to update them,
Right.
obviously, too, but the main thing is that we are taking the time to look at them.
And we're better off of that because it created a record of showing that we did in fact update them. So you have more than just, I
Just-
signed off on it.
You're leaving, right? Which is fine. Anything for tomorrow or you're good or whatever.
Yeah, I'll set the guys line, 4 o'clock, so
Just like
as long
we
as
did
they're not on
earlier.
calls, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine. All right, thank you.
See you.
Thank you,
Um,
Paul.
Dan, you have anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ski and skate sale, and once again, this is, this will be in the Manlius Gymnasium in the Manlius Village Hall. In the gymnasium, it'll be, December 15th, between 10 and 12.
November. Ski and skate sales, November.
Ski and skate sale.
November.
Oh, yeah, November, okay. Why did that DEC through? Okay, November, I'm sorry. It's a 15, and it's something that has been a tradition in the village and it's been done. It may not be going much further because cooperation from John Goodfellow has been outstanding. And John is deciding to. Well, once again, this is something that's done for the community and they make a few bucks off it, but it's not there for that. It's there for help people out. So if they might use skis, things like that. And if I don't know if anybody's watching, if anybody knows, it's 10 to 12, November 15th. If you want something, get there long time before 10. Not that they start selling before. I'm not saying that they're 10. Anything before that.
Put your hand on it and hold it, huh?
It's, yeah, it's. And I noticed that Sarah's here as always, and I would like to congratulate her on her election. I guess it's not official till they swear you in, but congratulations. And as far as I'm concerned, your devotion and dedication to the people in the town of the residents in the town of Manlius is outstanding. So, congratulations.
Yeah.
I agree. Thank you.
I have nothing tonight. I'm like, been going too fast.
Okay.
So. When I thought about the mural and what the event was gonna look like, it didn't look anything like mid-November. Where the clock has changed and it's really cold and this week already snow. So Mary, I'm putting it off to the spring. Because it was meant to be like an outside thing. So, warm weather into the spring, not early spring. So that we can, if we're gonna be outside, we can be on the porch. And people wouldn't be cold. So anyway, to be determined.
Okay.
Thank you.
I
Karen told me today. I said, thank you. I really mean that.
when I sat there and I was like, wait a second, when does the clock change? And then I started looking into the future with the weather and I was like, this is not what we wanted. So anyhow. The other thing is that Jane and I will be having a meeting on December 5th with the Syracuse Metropolitan Transportation Council. So they have a report for us, which, came a little sooner than I was expecting. So I'm looking forward to that meeting with them. And Pat Heaton from EDR contacted me and they had to get through some stuff. And he has a civil engineer who will work with, I think it was Jane, Mark and I, to sit down and talk about what we want to have accomplished with the Ledyard Canal. So I'll be sending information about that, trying to coordinate that. I have a question, that I was gonna ask Mark and Jane, but do that. And we're okay, 3 of us meeting if we're not making decisions, Ted?
It would just have to be published like
Yeah.
an open meeting.
Yep.
do we have to notice it as an open meeting if the three
Well,
of
if
us?
you're not conducting business, you're okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna be making. any
It's like,
decisions or
it's like a workshop type of
Yeah.
meeting, so.
You just post it on the website, I suppose.
Okay,
And we posted.
sounds good. And then Mayor, I might have a couple questions for you, but it depends on what you're gonna report out.
Not too much. So you can ask questions if you want.
Okay. Oh, so I don't know if anybody knows, but Mamacita's open today, which is very exciting.
Yes, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so have a new restaurant in Fayetteville and that is really fun. So we were missing, Gino's. And then I was wondering about what we might know about anything related to like opening with the restaurant across the street or timeline, any of
Oh,
that.
the only thing that I've heard in talking to one of the people that's involved over there was that they are talking about sometime in January. They're
Okay.
not going to try and rush it to open before Christmas and the
Good.
holidays, but that they would open after that.
Yeah, because they presented to the planning board and the ZBA for some things that they're looking at. And they already knew that they couldn't rush it for the holiday season.
Before the planning board regarding their signage, so this is the last piece for approval. But they're working on the building permit. They already have their building permit. They're working on that. So a lot of it was just supplies. To get the building or the space in place. It just took a little longer than they thought.
And there's, looks like a lot of activity happening.
There's been a lot of work going on.
Yeah, but
So
they're in the
That's
final
fun.
phases, it sounds like.
I can't wait. And, Karen, Mark, do you know anything about the next, restaurant for Papagayo?
They are coming before the planning board. Sorry, I just, as their secretary got information. So they'll be at the next board meeting, planning board meeting, December 1st. To confirm how they want to do it and their signage and such. So then we'll learn more then. What
Haven't
the
seen it
timeline
yet,
is.
just so you know.
We're gonna, Fayetteville is gonna be really different with those three restaurants, Peruvian and Puerto Rican and so,
Italian.
yeah,
Probably.
and Italian.
And it's,
Italian.
you said it right.
A little bit of everything. It's good.
And I'm hoping that the bakery is gonna be like a breakfast place, just chopped.
It's supposed to be. We'll
That-
see
we
how
need
it
that.
actually shakes.
We
You know what I
need
mean?
that so much.
And then
Anyway.
there's another bagel shop that was approved on Brooklyn Drive that's associated with Abacoli's business.
Wow.
So that just finished approval through the planning board. Where
The-
Paola K was that in the spring, they'll be building out to have it as like a bagel coffee shop.
They're actually waiting into
Ooh,
for
This
them.
is just so cool.
Yes.
We are on the map, Fayetteville.
I'm getting hungry over here, gang.
But it keeps moving.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great. That was it.
So with development, I have had some conversations regarding the property on East Genesee Street regarding a grocery store. And that process is moving, but it is moving slowly. They're starting to work on like the cleanup and things like that has to be done as not physically doing the cleanup, but coming to terms with who is going to be doing it, how that's all going to be working and what's going to be happening there. So not a lot of activity, but some activity moving forward. The gears are starting to grind, but it will be forthcoming as far as that goes. They still have to do some surveying for the road and the traffic and that kind of thing or whatever. So things are starting, there's discussions about that. That's not actively being done currently, but there's discussions going on about those types of things that are necessary for the development of that
They were
property.
doing something in there today.
So they're working
Yeah.
towards it or
Are
whatever.
they working from the same plan in terms of this?
Well, the plan that's been approved by the planning board,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
As far as the building and the construction and all that, yeah, the cleanup and everything is according to whatever they've already been approved for.
Right.
They do not want to have another delay of several years. And then the only other thing I had is tomorrow is Veterans Day, so thank all of our veterans and to take a moment to remember the veterans that have preceded in death, those that have fought and protected and watched over us as a country. And the VFW is going to be here like they were last year. at 4 o'clock across the street at Veterans Park to do a little ceremony, just like they do well, they did it last year and they do it on Memorial Day, but it's a little ceremony, just kind of like Memorial Day where they read a little bit, have gun salute and do the flag. And so
Just
that
dress warmer than you do for Memorial Day.
that's an important day for everybody, particularly veterans and everybody that's been affected by families. I know you have been and different ones have been, myself, not in a bad way, but veterans in our families or the people are veterans and things. So we just want to take a moment to honor them at the village. And so came last year and they're gracious enough to come back this year. They kind of build us into their schedule this year a little bit better. So that's going to be tomorrow. If anybody can attend, that'd be great. Glad to see you there. This office will be closed tomorrow. Yep. So that's all I have. Motion to adjourn.
Jane, you're all set?
Oh, sorry, Jane, did you want to?
No, that's okay. I just wanted to mention to Casey that I was really happy to hear that the event for the mural got postponed because I think we might be able to have a cottage available for use then. So that could be a good coordination of effort. So let's
Yeah.
keep that in mind. Yeah.
And, try to get it into the gardening season. It depicts harvest, but it's called the Friendship
Yeah.
Garden.
No, I get it. I think that could work out very nicely for everybody. So very good. Otherwise, I don't have anything else to report.
Thank you.
Did somebody motion?
So move to adjourn.
Second?
1 second, all in favor?
Aye.